My friends have been really into hockey lately, and they've been like slowly trying to get me into it, and I fear that it might have worked. After going to a hockey game, I decided that I think it would fit really well into my save file, and so I think that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna add a hockey team into this save file. So this is my save. This is my Willow Creek. It's almost all the way done. We just need a couple more families, but we're getting really close to done. And I just made a family that's actually right behind my face. This one over on this side of the screen. So I recently made this sim, Leslie Dryer Lee, and she was going to be on the soccer team. And then her dad, Tucker, was going to be the coach. But I think I might change it from a soccer team to a hockey team. Because first of all, this is like a PNW inspired world. And what better way to bring a little bit of Vancouver into my world than to change it to a hockey team? And B, I just was making this lot and I decided I either wanted to do a skating rink or an ice rink. And I decided to go with an ice rink. It's going to be like a teen co-ed hockey team. It's going to be made up of a bunch of teenage sims in the world. And so let me introduce you to them. So first, we have Leslie Dryer Lee, Tucker Dryer's daughter. She is going to be on the hockey team, and obviously she's kind of invested in the hockey team because obviously like her dad is the coach. A note here with all of the dynamics. So I wrote, she's the coach's daughter, she's very good, but it's an odd dynamic. It makes for some interesting tension between Tuck and Leslie. And then the other sim that's going to be on the team is this sim. All these names are placeholder names. I've made all these sims, but I haven't like come up with their names or their personalities or put clothes on them. This is another two members are these two sims. So these two sims are identical twins. One of them is a trans woman and one of them is a cis guy. So they're still identical even though they're, you know, different genders. She is super serious about hockey. Like she's really good at it. She's super invested in the sport. Whereas this one is kind of just like along for the ride. And then last but not least, we have this sim, and he is obviously the son of the richest family in the save file. And I think that his storyline is that he has kind of trouble making friends, and so he throws like money at the problem, like his family's money at the problem, to try and get all the other people on the team to like be friends with him. So I'm gonna put them all into one household actually, just so that it's a little bit easier. And I think first we're just gonna focus on like their personality and the dynamics with one another, because I think that that's what's so fun about like a group of teenage sims. Obviously Leslie is already done. She's the only sim that's already completely done. She's friend of the world, active, a geek, and she kind of looks like this. This is kind of her outfit. She does currently have a soccer outfit on. I feel bad for changing her last second because yeah, she has a lot of soccer stuff on, but she could be into both soccer and hockey. Do those seasons overlap? I guess I should look. The beginning of hockey season can overlap with the end of soccer season and vice versa. I mean, she could do both still, even if it does overlap. Like she is really athletic, so maybe she just like super cares. Just because I kind of am invested in her as like a soccer player. Okay, then there's this sim, which I just randomized all this so we can delete it all. And yeah, she is super serious about hockey. I think that goal-oriented would be a good aspiration for her, and that would make her relatable. Adventurous. I feel like really like brave, adventurous people maybe are into hockey. And then I kind of want to make her an idealist as well. They're committed to doing what they believe in, right? Even if it's challenging. That sounds kind of interesting. Sorry, my hair is like not hairing today. I don't know. It's never hairing any day anymore. I don't understand. She could be adventurous and outgoing. I feel like that's a little bit kind of on the nose. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make her an idealist. I think that's fun. I haven't used that trait yet. And then her brother, I think that he is going to be... Oh my god, I could give him the sticky fingers one. I think that's fun because it kind of contrasts against his sister. And he's like, yoink, this is mine. I'm redistributing wealth into my pocket. That is my ideal. I think it's fun. And I do think that these two really get along. So we don't need to do the klepto trait because he can already do it with this, right? So... maybe he can be a bit of a bro. He could be lazy. That's kind of fun. Like A little bit of a stereotype though, like a lazy bro is kind of stereotypy. Evil. No, I don't think he's evil. I want to say loner, but more so what I mean is like he just isn't very family oriented. I think he's maybe like a goofball. I think I maybe have a bunch of goofball sims on this save though. A bro goofball with sticky fingers. Okay, I think that's fun. And then the Atia kid. I'm having these issues with my sliders, and I'm trying to figure out which sliders are the culprit. I will at some point figure out what this slider is and take it out of my game. Maybe a bit of an overachiever. Kind of similar vibes to her almost, where he's like doing a bunch of stuff. Overachiever and loyal. I think that's kind of cute, but maybe I need to give him another hobby outside of just being good at stuff. Yeah, actually, let's not do that. Let's see, he's loyal, and then maybe he's, I mean, he could be like a love bug and he's like following, he has like a crush on all these girls. Could be kind of fun. Like, it could be an interesting dynamic if maybe he has a crush on like Leslie or something and it's totally unrequited. Yeah, I'm gonna do love bug. And I think it's kind of fun because I feel like the stereotype is that it's like girls who are very like boy crazy, teen girls, you know, have so many crushes, whatever. I think it's fun to kind of flip that. And maybe he has the extreme sport enthusiast aspiration that kind of goes along with hockey. And then this sim, I think I will keep materialistic. That's a complete accident, but I'm going to do materialistic. And then I think I'm going to do socially awkward as well. And in terms of teen, I think leader of the pack kind of makes sense for his storyline about like wanting to have all these friends and he just like doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna spin my wheel of names and hope that we land on something good for one of the sims. I don't think I'm gonna spin the wheel for every single one of these sims, but maybe a few of them. Clara, okay. And then I'm gonna spin it again and see where we land. Elias. Elias is a good name as well. Let me look the name up to see what sim it would best fit. What's funny is the name Elias, I immediately thought of Elias Pettersson, who was a Swedish hockey guy. So very, very funny that I rolled that because I feel like my friends gave me a PowerPoint about Elias Pettersson. We're naming this sim Clara, and then I'm gonna name the Atia teenager Elias. Elias Atia just flows really nicely and I think it fits. I don't know. Let's see what I get. So far, I'm doing really good, but I feel like we're gonna run out of boy names really quickly because most of these names I feel like are really feminine names, and so we're just gonna see what we spin. Yeah, so Lilia, we can't do. I'm just gonna keep spinning until we get a guy name and I'll see how I feel about it and if it fits any of the sims. If I really like spin a name and I don't feel like it fits, it really wants us to do that. Okay, no. Aster is such a pretty name too. I really want to spin that for a sim one of these days. It's very gorgeous. Jonathan, okay, we could do that. It would be named Jonathan. And then for the Boudreaux kid, I don't think I'm gonna spin the wheel for that kid. I kind of want an Irish name. Their family has unintentionally had like exclusively Irish first names. He's a sister named Saoirse, and then he's gonna have another sister named Siobhan. There's a name Ronan, which I think is a good name. In editing here, I don't go with the name Ronan, spoiler, but I'm kicking myself because I'm sitting here editing this video and I'm just like, that'd be such a better name than the name I picked. No offense to anyone named the name that I'm about to pick. I'm insulting people. I'm popping into my own video to insult people and offend people. Eoin, which is apparently to my research pronounced Owen, but I'm afraid that everyone's going to correct me in the comments. But that is a diminutive of Eugene, I guess. We're gonna see how many comments I get. And if I get too many comments, I'm just gonna change his name to Eugene, I think. No, Eoin, which is apparently to my research pronounced Owen, but I'm afraid that everyone's going to correct me in the comments. But that is a diminutive of Eugene, I guess. We're gonna see how many comments I get. And if I get too many comments, I'm just gonna change his name to Eugene, I think. No, I see too much. It's Eugene. We're naming him Eugene. And I think in order to do any of the lore required, I'm gonna need to download some hockey CC. Okay, so I have found this hockey jersey and I'm going to download it, obviously. And then I think I found like a couple of other stuff. There's not a whole lot of hockey CC. And so we might struggle with this. Okay, and then there's this hat trick pack, which is a hockey stick, shin pads, a deco puck. I don't know if this comes with poses. Yeah, it includes 7 poses. Okay, so I'm gonna download this one as well. It's really alpha, but I just don't know if we're gonna be able to find anything else. Okay, so they have like all different colors. We're obviously not gonna do like Brightchester or Foxbury, but they have like all these other ones, and I just have to say, by the way, this one is so cool. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I think I like it the best, and it comes with like home and away variations too, which is so sick. The only problem is there are only 2 like numbers on the jersey. I could get so into the weeds that I make custom content. I think I might do that. Hang on, okay. Okay, I have requested information from my friends about this. So right now, I have team captain, probably a goalie, obviously, and then 2 offense and 2 defense, and the captain can be either offense or defense. I think the captain is gonna be Leslie because her dad is the coach, and I feel like there maybe is some bias there, maybe some, you know, politics, but I think maybe Clara is like going for team captain, like wants to be team captain, but isn't, and there's maybe some tension between these 2 because of it. I think that could be some interesting lore. I think our goalie is going to be Elias. I don't know, he gives me goalie vibes, and everybody loves the goalie, and I think that everybody loves this sim. Like everyone is friends with this sim. He's kind of the glue that's kind of holding them all together. I think most everybody likes Leslie too, but not Clara because of that tension where Clara is kind of jealous of Leslie. I think Clara is an offensive player, and I think her brother Jonathan is defense, which leaves Eugene, I feel like, is maybe defense, and then Clara is offense as well. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I know that normally in a hockey team, there's one more player that has to be on the ice. There's like a center, but I don't have enough sims for that. I don't want every single sim in the save file to be on the hockey team, so this is kind of like what we're working with. I'm waiting to hear back from my friends on if that is like an okay plan. I think they have trouble like sharing the puck. They can't share the puck, so they can't score because they're selfish and they both want to score. So honestly, I think I've kind of made a bad team here because on defense, we have Jonathan who doesn't really care and is just here. Okay, I came up with a last name for the twins. Their last name is going to be Fisher. And I decided to do the jerseys as a time lapse because it truly took me forever to do. And I don't think it's that interesting to you, or maybe it is, I don't know. But I'm basically just taking a texture from that custom content mesh. I exported it, opened it in Photoshop, and now I'm just editing it to make it like a blank kind of gray texture so that I can re-add my own colors, logos, words onto the jersey so that each player is going to have their own last name on the back with like a number. No one needed me to do this. Like, I don't think you guys would have really cared if they all wore the same jersey with the same numbers. Like, I don't think anyone else cares but me, but I don't know. You guys know how like Jenna Marbles used to say that she's like a too much gene? I have a too much gene, and this is like me and my too much gene going out of control, which I guess my entire channel is my too much gene, if we're being completely honest. I don't know. I think that it's so exciting because it really like opens up so much potential of like, I could do so many cool things if I am using custom content, like my own custom content in the game to make more lore. So now my mind is just kind of racing about like different stuff that I could add. This is me trying to draw the logo in Procreate. So I even, you know, got my iPad out. It's just like a simple fish drawing. My idea was that their mascot was a salmon because Willow Creek, if you remember, it used to be a river basin. That's like kind of the historic history of the land itself. So they're the Willow Creek Kings, and it's king salmon. So their mascot is a salmon. And then I really wanted to do the main team colors as blue and green because like every team in the Pacific Northwest is blue or green or both as their main colors. Like the Canucks, which is the whole inspiration behind this video. My friends got me so into them. They are blue and green. And then they have like alternate colors that are red and yellow. The Kraken, I believe, is teal. And then Oregon doesn't have a team, which is kind of a bummer. But I know like football teams, even, you know, the Ducks are green and yellow. The Seahawks are blue and green. Like, I could go on. Like, every team around here is just blue and green. Very unoriginal, but very Pacific Northwest coded. So I wanted to kind of put that in there. Outside of Sims content, I have just been back into art so much lately. I have just been non-stop painting. I literally have like an easel behind me, 2 of them. There was a while there where I wasn't making anything really or applying to anything or doing anything. And I think I honestly just forgot that that's what I wanted to do with my life. Like, I was trying to do this like 9 to 5 job thing for a minute there. And I think I forgot that I don't even want that with my life. We'll see how it goes. I'm not so sure right now. I want to make like a couple of art YouTube videos on my second channel, but I don't know if anyone's interested. If you are, please let me know. I would be more than happy to make some of those. But yeah, we are just gonna jump into game now and look at the jerseys and do some actual photos. Finally, right? Okay, so I am in game and I'm gonna put the jersey on everybody. I should have properly like put it all in the right categories and stuff, so hopefully it's gonna work for a feminine frame. That is my only worry because I didn't mesh edit it at all, and the previous creator locked it for female frame only, which does not give me very high hopes. Obviously it's gonna work on Clara. Oh, you need to put your hair up, girl. Okay, so I put everyone in their outfits. So Clara, I put them also in like a helmet variation and like a non-helmet variation, and then everybody has at least one outfit. So I actually cut away for like quite a bit because I had to dress them all. So this is Clara's one outfit. Here is Jonathan. So he's got this version. Oh, I guess I should take his helmet off because I'm taking their helmets off for that. And then he has a version where he's got, you know, helmet, skates. Clara can't wear the skates because that mesh isn't trans inclusive, so I'm just gonna do my best with the posing and try and not get it in any photos. Oh, and then I was gonna show Jonathan's one outfit. This is Jonathan's one outfit. He looks a little bit like country boy. That wasn't my intention. My intention was more like hand-me-downs kind of vibe, so I don't know. I'll try and lean into that more with the other outfits. And then here is Elias. And then his variations, I thought he was really cute. I really like him. And then Eugene, I dressed in a bit more of like serious kind of looking vibes. The green, because all the Bijaros wear green and have a green house. I don't know why I ended up that way. Ooh, he's like a beer can. That wasn't here. Maybe we should take your beer can off, Tucker. What is it attached to? Hang on. Is it a hat? Okay, it's a hat. In the NHL, they just wear like suits, but I don't think he would show up in a suit. I think he'd just show up in this. So that's gonna be fine. Leslie, which she obviously already had all her other clothes. The jersey, I have to say, the mesh does make her neck kind of weird. I'm gonna try and fix it, but just for the sake of getting this video on the road, I don't think it's gonna be that noticeable in just like the photos that we're gonna take today. So I'm not too worried about it for right now, but I am gonna fix that. It requires me to like do some mesh edits in Blender, and yeah, it's a whole thing. So I'm not quite ready to get that back into my custom content days. Okay, so this is currently what I have for the ice rink. It's bad. I don't know. I've tried to like finish this so many times and I really just struggle. Like, I wanted these to be like stands. I did originally do like stairs and I thought that like looked much better than what it currently is, but then it's like not usable. But then like, are the platforms really usable? I don't know. So I'm thinking I'm leaning towards the stairs, and then they're like bleachers. I think I might go for this. I know it's not like technically operational in this game, but I don't like, what else do we do really? My whole concept for the outside is it's like this old warehouse that was just like abandoned and then subsequently bought and then yeah, turned into like a little mini ice rink. And it's not a big ice rink. It's like a small town ice rink type vibe. That's why it's not like a full stadium seating. And then I want there to be like a little booth to buy ice skates because people come here and like recreationally skate. Like it's more of like a rec center, but they also happen to do their local hockey games here. And then upstairs would be like a little cafeteria with tables to like look over. My issue is the rest of this looks like hot garbage. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so bad at furnishing community lots, like for real. I feel like I did one community lot that was really good and it was this like thrift store. And I ran out of juice and I haven't recovered and it's been so long. Because I feel like ice rinks are just kind of empty. But then this ice rink looks bad and unfinished. Maybe I should just look up photos of like ice rinks. I really do have to say, like, if you are ever struggling in your sim build, looking photos up is game changing. I promise you my save would not look half as good as it looks if I didn't look at real photos, because this is the kind of build I make when I don't look at a reference, is just with this monstrosity. So should I go for like a more metal vibe? Like a lot of these are in like metal, like ugly buildings, and my issue is that this isn't like a factory, so it's like converted, so it could be exposed brick, but then the issue is that like none of my reference photos have that. So that feels a little bit odd, but maybe I should do it just because that's more true to like what this place would even be to begin with. I think it just looks like kind of industrial on the inside. That's what like all my references look like. So I could do like these blue ones, or maybe even just like the black one. Maybe even that is like good. I don't know why this isn't build ceiling. Okay, so I'm gonna do this guy, and I'm just gonna do it in black to match, like, pole. Okay, and then we need, like, big lights, which I think I know exactly the light I want. It's, like, a one that we got pretty early on in everything, and I feel like its default color is, like, blue. Spa pack? That's strange, but whatever. I don't control it. So maybe this is meant to be more of a fancy light. I always considered it like an industrial light, but the fact that it's with the spa pack is making me double guess myself. It feels like it's not lighting the bottom level at all for some reason. I hate this game so much. You're like, oh, I'm having such a nice time at the ice center. Yeah, I mean, that looks about right. I need to paint the ceiling, obviously, but this is closer to right, I think, I hope. Okay, so then I did it like corrugated metal. I guess I could make the stands like smaller by a couple, like this. Uh-oh. What did I do with my stairs? Hello? What the heck, game? Oh my god. This is so annoying. I'm like, why is there a hole in the foundation now? Like, in what world would that be what someone wants when they move a platform? Literally, in 0 worlds. There are 0 times where I would ever want that to be the case. Like, maybe I could raise this whole area even more so that the stairs, like the initial bleachers, start a little bit elevated. That might make a little bit more sense to me. Move it to like right here. We'll have to test the rink and make sure that it's kind of still operational. But then it kind of starts already up at like an elevated level, so you can already look in if you're like watching a game or whatever. I feel like that makes a bit more sense. And then make this clip in, which is the reason we're gonna have to make sure that this is functional, is because this is totally just clipping with everything that we have going on. And then there's some like little concrete stairs up to this platform level. And unfortunately, I always love to use the Batu ones because they just are the only concrete scare, if you can believe it, the only concrete stairs that we have in this game. So, oh, it's not gonna let us intersect because it's annoying. Even with move objects, it doesn't let me. But it would look so good. It would look so good. Okay, well, maybe they have like one less? And then I can kind of do this. I feel like this is looking pretty good. I might change the color of these stairs so they match better. Is there even a swatch that matches more? Potentially that swatch. That one's not gonna. That's probably like the closest that we're gonna get. Eventually, I could even do more stands on this side. It's not really usable space in The Sims, so I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna try and utilize it for something else. Like maybe I can put like benches over there that you would like put your little skates on. I'm not gonna furnish this whole lot. I'm just trying to get it like photo ready, basically. Like good enough to where I can take photos and it doesn't look like I'm taking it in an empty warehouse. That's all I care about. The only thing that would make it better is if I could get a flag to hang like right next to the scoreboard. Like they would totally put a flag right there. Wait, how did this happen? This isn't what I wanted. I want this all to be brick, like one of these, but for the wall. I guess this is going to be the closest that we're going to get is this guy. I guess we'll just do that one. I think eventually I'll make like a Willow Creek flag and I'll make a bunch of custom content recolors of stuff in the game with the Willow Creek flag. Maybe I'll even make like a mythical state flag and stuff. I could get way into the weeds with this. Now that I have the power of recoloring on my side, I'll never stop, I fear. I do think that we could put like some more of like advertisement-y looking things on the wall, like they painted on ads, because I feel like ice rinks and stuff, even like smaller local ones, will like sell advertising placements to like local businesses, and maybe they've done that here. I don't know. Is anyone seeing the vibe other than me, or is this just like not making sense to anybody? I feel like it's making sense, but I'm worried everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, I've been to ice rinks where they like lay grass out over the ice and they play soccer on top of it. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but I've definitely been to places that have done that. So we'll do soccer. Could size down the scoreboard, and I might do that. It makes it look a little bit better. I am worried about Sims like walking back here and getting stuck though. I feel like that's something that they would do. I'm definitely gonna have to make a lot of recolors because now I'm like finding all these objects that I'm like, oh, this would be so good if it was, you know, recolored to be their logo on one of these. Like, how fun would that be? I feel like a mom. Like, how fun would that be? Okay. Ignore me. It is another day and I finished kind of furnishing at least most of the ice rink. I think that it's at like a good place to take photos at least. Yeah, I think that it turned out pretty okay. I've also tested it and everyone can use the rink fine. So now I just gotta get everyone in their skating gear and set up some photos, which I'm so excited about this. And I'm gonna get some photos of them on the ice and then some photos of them off the ice, but like still in like their jerseys and everything. And then I also want to get some photos of the team where they're just like in their everyday clothes and they're just like being friends and hanging out. So that's kind of the goal, is just get a bunch of group photos of everybody. Oh my god, look at my little hockey team. They're so cute. He's leaning. I don't know. I'm having a slider problem. Ignore me. I'm still trying to figure out what slider to take out of my game. I'm like, I take something out every single time I exit the game and it's never the right thing. So I don't know. I have no clue. I don't have any height sliders in my game. If you have any ideas about specific ones, yeah, I would love to hear it because he's weird. And this is totally like a way too small ice rink to actually play hockey on. It's The Sims. We're just gonna go for it because this is the best I got, okay guys? And there's not gonna be a different game. This is gonna be like practice. They're taking photos at practice. That's the story. So we're gonna teleport Elias there, and then maybe both our offense girlies, so Clara and Leslie. She probably wouldn't have her braids down, but I don't know. It's whatever. And then let's do pose by pack, or I guess I should get out a camera. Freaking ISO love camera. I forget how to do this. It's been a minute since I've done lore, I feel like, but it really hasn't because I just did that long play. I don't know. I'm out of practice, clearly. Oh my god, they all reset, really? That's crazy. And then let me see if I can find these poses. Hockey game. So, goalie with stick. Let's do that one. And then she can be... Okay, let's see how this looks with everyone. Uh-oh. Are you guys gonna pose? Interesting. They have experienced our first issue with this plan, and that is that they won't pose on the ice rink, which is so unfortunate. Oh my god, I hate this game sometimes. I know that, like, it's objectively my fault, but still, like, oh, that sucks. Because the rink that I'm about to put down is not gonna look like the same one. And it's not even the right size, which thank God we have Better Build By, because otherwise I was gonna lose my mind. Okay, I set it up with a different ice rink, which means the photos are gonna look slightly different than it will in my actual save, but I don't know what else we want me to do about this, so I'm gonna take a photo and we're gonna see how these look. Oh, also, little storyline, Jonathan fell, and so Eugene is pointing at him, although the pose is kind of wonk. We're ignoring it, it's fine, but that's everything that's happening. So we're just gonna take little photos of them on the ice. I don't know. I think this one is really cute, like he fell. That's adorable. These two, this one is good because these two look so mad at each other. Look at how Leslie is looking at Clara. Oh my god, they have beef for real. Flip it as well, so it's like a vertical shot. Maybe even a bigger photo. I don't know. So unrealistic to not have a net over the ice. That would be so dangerous with the puck. Oh my god. Okay. We got some ice photos. I feel like these are all pretty good. Maybe if I get like a different angle. These two, once again, it's like got a good photo with their jerseys and their numbers and stuff. I don't know. Okay, let's take a peek at some of these photos. I got a lot of like really big ones, but I feel like that makes sense because I feel like the ice rink would hang some of these photos out. So let's look at them all. Oh, some of these are gonna be of Tucker's man. Okay, so here are the hockey shots that we have. I think that they turned out really good. I like all of these. These smaller ones can be like, one can go to each of them. But yeah, I think these are all like really good ones to have the foyer, like next to all the awards, which I don't think they're a good team. I don't think the awards are all them. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like that would be definitely something that the ice rink would do. Oh, we could do one of these two pointing. So I'm gonna take a photo. Now he's actually pointing at... That's a good photo of these two. And he's like not paying attention at all. I think that works so well that he's just like... He literally has the puck and then he's just like waving to someone who walked in or something. Okay, I think that's really good. Okay, now I want to do team photos. I think they would probably just do it like right in front of the rink, right? Like they take their helmets off and not have like their sticks, but then they'd just be like standing in front of the rink. Okay, and then I'm just gonna teleport them all here. And then we are missing Jonathan. And then I will have to change all their outfits, but we can do that really quick. So into this version. I think we can also do that after we pose them. So let me pose them first. So I wrote down actually the names of the poses I downloaded. Look at me, so organized. So I have our cute friendly group, and it's a 7 sim pose, but I think we can make it work for 5. Okay, so I pulled the pose up so that I get like everyone kind of in character, and this is gonna be a little bit difficult to keep track of, I think. So I want this sim to be like the second. Oh no, I don't. I want him to be the 4th over. Okay, this is gonna be hard. Okay, I might need to write this down to keep track of it all. I already lost the pose. Okay, our cute group. So then he would be number 4 because I want him to be this one pose. And then the other side of him, I mean, I guess I'm just like kind of picking out the sim at random. So this sim, I want to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, he's kind of in the background, not really super participating because that kind of fits the storyline of him. I'm gonna start clicking the same Sims. Oh no. Okay, wait, Leslie. We're gonna have her be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. Put our last Sim, which is Clara, which I can click her little bun, and she will be number 7 then. Okay, hopefully this worked. Let me see. Okay, it does work. Everyone has hockey pucks, or hockey sticks. So let me change all of their outfits. This is such a tedious process. Okay, I think I always say this, but they are so cute. Are you kidding me? Okay, and then I need Tucker to take a photo of this really quick. But first, I'm going to take some photos for the thumbnail, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, I took my photos, and I want Tucker to take this photo. So I'm gonna click on him and then take photo. I think this is so just like their personality too. Like, ugh, it fits them perfect, this pose, because like Leslie's like the coach. Everyone loves this Sim, so it makes sense that he's like right in the middle. This Sim is kind of not as close in the friend group, and so he's in the back, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. And then I'm gonna do like a larger photo. Okay, perfect. So we got a couple different versions of those, which is good. And then I also, like I said, want to do like them in their everyday clothes, like out in the world. Unfortunately, it's dark, so I think we'll have to skip through to the morning. And I'm trying to think of like venues that I would like them to be hanging out in that might make sense. We have a couple of different community lots that I could do this in. I have a bunch of like 4 Sim poses, which is kind of unfortunate because then we just have to leave 1 Sim out. But I also think that's kind of realistic since these 2 have beef and then this one isn't that close with the rest of them. I could do a little bit of like a mix and a match. So I think I'm gonna skip through until like daytime, and then we're gonna go over to like the community center and do some additional photos there. So I'm gonna skip through to that real quick. I'm trying to figure out where like the best place to take the photos would be. I almost kind of want to take them outside next to the school bus, like they would have been obviously like getting ready to go to school in the morning. It is like 5 a.m., so I feel like the lighting also just makes sense for that right now. There we go. And then we can teleport all these Sims to right here. So, and then Eugene will obviously be the person who's like, quote, taken the photo. My dumbass had a muted mic through this whole section, so here I am just voicing it over. I was saying something along the lines of like, oh my god, they're so cute, I love them so much. You know, the normal stuff that I say when I look at my Sims and posing. Yeah, I think their outfits are all really cute. It's like a weirdly coordinated photo. Like all the colors work really well together. I don't know. I love them. I think that's approximately what I was saying in this recording, so you did not miss much, trust. And here I am showing off the group photos and how they kind of turned out. Yeah, I think they turned out really good. I was really excited about these. As you can probably tell by how animated I seem, I'm, probably very excited. You will never know. The recording is lost to time because I muted my mic instead of unmuting it. So, yes, this is what we get. I wasn't recording my audio for that whole section. But what I was saying is that I'm wondering if there's some kind of way that I can show the tension between these 2 in particular through some like catty kind of mean girl kind of dynamic. Obviously, I can do that with like relationship panel and sentiments and stuff. But I'm wondering if like maybe there's some photos that can kind of portray this like competition between the 2 of them. But yeah, I think the main way to set all this up will be obviously through the relationship panel. So maybe I can work on that a little bit because I'm so excited about that aspect of it all. So, okay, so with UI cheats, what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to start with Leslie and Clara. Oh, is she not even like technically introduced even though they're in the same household? Okay, they are. Maybe scoff at discomfort. That seems in character. Just to introduce them to each other so that Elias kind of gets along with literally everybody. Okay, so, ooh, and she doesn't like Tucker either. Oh, drama. That actually probably makes sense. Clara's hurt by Tucker? Okay, well, that's not really what I wanted. I don't know what he said to you, girl, but that's not okay. Whatever he said, you are a teenager. That is a grown man. That is crazy. Probably he told her off for being mean to Leslie, but I think that makes sense that she would be hurt by him because he's like their coach. So I actually think that their relationship would be like that as well. So I'm gonna have their friendship be negative 20, maybe even further. Negative 25. What does that do? Disliked. Yeah, I think they're disliked. I don't think they're enemies quite yet, but they're like definitely disliked. And then her and her brother, I think their relationship is super close. Like, I want to say like 80, maybe even 85. They're best friends. Does that only make them good friends? I feel like they're literally best of friends. So maybe I make that even higher. I actually cannot find it. Where is it? Do they have to like already be talking? Change relationship. Become best friends forever. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Okay. Sorry. I've been playing this game for so long and I know how to work it when it used to be different than it is now. Because now is just permanently weird. Okay, rebate day. I don't care. Oh, they have a cute sentiment. Okay, wait. Deeply connected. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. Failed at friendship is interesting. But that feels more like maybe something Eugene would have. There's festering grudge. I think maybe festering grudge makes sense for both of them. So yeah, they have a festering grudge against each other. And then these two are close. I think I wanted to do one with Tucker because I saw like harsh mentor, and I think that could be good. So let's add one, demanding mentor. Although maybe that's better for Tucker and Leslie themselves. There's all these sentiments that I've never seen before. Like, that would be so cool if I feel like these actually like happened, but I feel like these rarely kind of pop up. There's so many in here that are so fun. Okay, maybe there isn't one between them, but there is a good one between these two. Oh, and then I wanted Elias to have a crush on Leslie. So let's do that really quick. So I'm gonna have him come. It's crazy that they don't know each other. Flirty introduction, and we'll see what kind of naturally happens. But I'm hoping to do like a crush sentiment or something. I think I have those. Okay, wait. What is he wearing? Huh? We'll see how this goes. If it happens on its own, it'll be a lot easier for me. So it didn't, I don't think. It's first impression cool, first impression interesting sim. Okay, so they've known each other, so I'm gonna remove the first impressions. And I am gonna add to Elias, and then I'm gonna look for crush. Okay, yeah, that works. And then I do think that they're like friends, so I am gonna cheat the relationship to be like 60. How far is that? That's good friends. Yeah, I think that they're pretty good friends. I think Elias is friends with literally everybody, so I'm gonna have him introduce himself to everyone. I think these two are also really close with one another, Elias and Jonathan. But I think everyone on the team really likes Elias, including Eugene. Eugene, where are you? Oh, you're running. Okay, you can come over here. Oh my god, everybody's naked. This is really just showing how not complete the save file is. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. Hopefully this summer, that's the goal, but it's kind of tough out here. There's a lot of like little odds and ends. Yeah, it's been tough. Oh, they're not compatible. Interesting, because I think they're like besties. Oh, it's because he thinks Jonathan is immature. Oh my god, Jonathan has a crush on Elias? Wait a second. That's crazy. I didn't do that. I think I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, love triangle moment. That's crazy. I don't think Elias thinks that, and I'm gonna remove the first impressions. And I think I'm gonna set their likes up. Oh, he dislikes pessimistic sims. I didn't set that. I think he did that in gameplay on his own. But hopefully with their likes and dislikes, they'll be more compatible. That's crazy. So he has a crush. Jonathan has a crush on Elias, and Elias has a crush on Leslie. This is getting dramatic, okay? And then I'm gonna cheat his relationship with Clara. I think he's at like a 70 with her. They are pretty good friends too. And then he's also pretty close with Eugene, but I think he's less close with Eugene than he is everybody else. But he's still good friends with like everyone. He's a very good reputation now. Okay, cool. I think he would have like some friendship with people, like maybe 20. And then everyone at the least would like know him. So let me have him. No, don't rude introduce. That's mean. Let's introduce ourselves to Leslie. It's crazy to see my Sims just like out in the world doing their own thing. Never mind the fact that these two canonically are dead. But yeah. Also, why you show up to the park to do this? This is like a kid. The teenagers and like children hang out here. No one's gonna want to play my save file because it looks like a mess. Which it is kind of a mess. Okay. I think that's everything for this friend group. I think we have it all kind of like sorted. I do think a journal from Clara could be really fun. Okay, so this is the journal that through a mod you can like keep little entries in here that can create more lore. So let's pick out one. I forgot how we formatted this last time I did this. I might have to pull up my own YouTube video, honestly, to remember. So I've done this once before in this video. I have no idea how loud that's gonna be. Okay, I kind of miss my shorter hair. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't really love the long hair anymore. But anyways, that's besides the point. I also still want to dye red. I don't know. I did real dates, which is crazy. How am I gonna do this? So, and it would be September, which is the 9th month. And then it would be, I want to say the 11th day. Let's not do that. Let's do like the 18th day. No, maybe it's October because the beginning of hockey season is like September/October. So let's do October 10th, 2024. And then she's writing in her journal, I want to be the team captain this year so bad. Remember, she's a teenager. But stupid Leslie is still the team captain this year. So unfair because her dad is the freaking coach. Like, nepotism, anyone? Doesn't even care about hockey that much. She plays soccer too. Like, pick a struggle. Oh, that's so funny. I love Clara so much already. Like, pick a struggle. Ugh, so real. The way that I'm like hyping myself up here, like I'm laughing so hard at my own joke. Like, you're the one who just wrote that. Like, I know I'm laughing at myself, laughing at my own joke. I don't know. Just gotta have a certain level of like self-conceited to have a YouTube channel, I think, you know? Okay, and then I think that we can make a bunch of like sensible entries for her. I don't know how. Can we pick this up? Hang on. Can this be hers? Or is it just kind of like stuck? We might have to do this on her home lot, actually. Which is unfortunate because I'm really proud of that entry. But I think we might have to do that because I don't see a way for us to pick this up. Place in World, Sim, and most object inventories. All interactions available in World and Well in inventory. Assign an author. To delete the journal, shift click in live mode and click choose destroy object. There's reset set aside tool. I fear that we can no longer destroy objects in this game. Okay, I rewrote it. It's like more or less the same thing. Probably not word for word. Definitely not word for word because I didn't copy it. I just like rewrote it. So it says, I want to be the team captain for the Willow Creek Kings so bad, but Leslie is the team captain again this year, which is so unfair. Like, hello, nepotism, anyone? Her dad is the freaking coach. Anyways, I'm making it my #1 goal to score more than her this season. I'm gonna do like XOXO Clara. Okay, and then I just did another entry. So we have 2 of them. So on December 5th, 2024, we are doing so badly this season. It is so frustrating. Jonathan doesn't get it. He tells me it's not a big deal. But if this isn't a big deal, like what is? Coach Dreyer tells me that I hog the puck too much. Coach Dreyer tells me I hog the puck too much, but he doesn't realize that Leslie does the same thing. I wish I could say he plays favorites, but he's really hard on her too. Elias is doing so good as goalie this season. He really improved from last season. And Eugene is Eugene. XOXO Clara. Okay, so that's her journal entries pertaining to the team. Oh, this is gonna be about the principal. Oopsie. I didn't mean to keep everyone home from school. I think that Jonathan having a journal where he like confesses feelings or admits feelings about Elias would be really good. So let me find a good journal. I think I'm just gonna do like that one. Should there be some kind of like gay crisis? I feel like there is. I feel like that is more fun than a world where it's just like whatever, which like maybe some people don't like, you know, homophobia or that kind of thing in the Sims game. I totally get that. But I think that it's like fun and rich lore and it's like part of my experience as a queer person. So like, would he even be writing this down? Honestly, maybe not even. Because I think he's got a little bit of toxic masculinity happening by accident. And he doesn't even like know it. So I'm going to make that the oldest sister's journal. I have some like lore I want to do with this whole family that I haven't gotten around to. But yeah, I think Jonathan totally has a crush. But he's not going to like admit it anywhere, if that makes any sense at all. I think that leaving that Easter egg through just like their sentiments and then also like the kind of photos that they have together and how he's just like super kind of touchy with Elias and flirty in that way. I think that's ultimately kind of what it would be. And I think that's all for the hockey lore. I'm obviously going to do more like friend group stuff with these teen sims and their relationships with other teenagers in the save once we get to that. But in terms of like the actual like hockey team itself, if you wanted to watch more lore videos from me, a playlist will be on the screen with all my lore videos that you can go through and binge if you so wish. And as always, thank you so much for watching.